Welcome back to Dragonfall. We are going through the second floor of this building. I said I was going to go room by room, but I'm a little worried that this is just going to be a series of combat challenges, which might be, it's interesting on its own, but is slightly dull overall. Before we go further, I do want to see about this one. Door's locked, there's an intercom panel beside it. Have your decker bypass the lock and open the door. Yeah. That might be too aggressive, but I guess we'll see what it is. I can always reload. Your decker pops the casing off the door control panel and quickly overrides the lock. The door unlocks with a click. Well, hello. A middle-aged woman with chocolate-colored skin and shoulder-length dreadlocks looks up for her PDA with a start. She's decked out in form-fit body armor, and in a flash, her assault rifle goes from slung to held at the ready. Who the hell are you, and how did you get through the door? I knocked nice. You just gotta know how. She gestures with her rifle. Cut the shit and start talking. What do you want, and why are you here? Yeah, why not? Parsons sent me. He wants his hardware back. She shakes her head violently. No way. Those parts are keeping us online, and not just us, but everyone worth Nguyen in this hole. Parsons can keep running his ridiculous little cult just fine with what he's got. But us, we're the only Matrix connection that these people have. I don't like either of these options. I don't have time for this. I need those parts right now. I don't want this to get messy, so back down. Not gonna happen. She aims her rifle at you for emphasis. Look, there's far more at stake here than your little corner of the Matrix, but no one needs to get hurt. All I want is the part. She looks you up and down, and you can see the doubt growing in her eyes. Finally, her shoulders slump in defeat. She lowers her gun and signals the others in the room to stand down. Fine, you win, asshole. Take him. The terminal's in the back room. You did the right thing. You saved lives. Screw you. Take your parts and get the hell out of my apartment. Well, I'm glad I didn't have to shoot them, but I was hoping to have an actual negotiation and maybe find out some more about Parsons. I'm actually going to quick save and then reload from my last save because I'm curious what happens if I don't mention Parsons. I don't want to lie to her, but the I'm just looking around answer seems equally suspicious, and I suspect that the answer will just be screw you, tell us what you really want. Also, the game... Oh, okay. I don't know why this game struggles so badly to load. It's very confusing. I wonder if it's one of those things that could be easily fixed by somebody with enough technical knowledge to just say, hey, you've got a bad piece of code here. All right, let's open this. Let's open it up. We walk in. Just looking around. Yeah, well, go look around outside, or at the very least, stay out of my hair. I've got things to do. So, that's it? The hacker's terminal has clearly been cobbled together using whatever parts they could find. In spite of this, it's a remarkably impressive piece of machinery. Studying the terminal, it takes almost no time to identify the components Parsons sent you to find. Examine the terminal to see if the signal converter can be removed without disabling it. At the moment, it's impossible to remove the part without disabling the terminal. The converter is required to do so. That the signal is required so that the signal the terminal sends can be interpreted by the data jack of its user. Have your teammate examine the terminal. The converter is a pretty specialized piece of hardware, but a data jack impulse transmitter is a widely available piece of equipment and could be converted to work in its place. Data jack impulse transmitter. All right, well, can I talk to... I don't really want to cut them off from... Oh. Huh. All right, do I have another option now? Oh, this is bad. Okay, well, I don't know why that dialogue loop works the way it does. It shouldn't work like that. So what happens if I just pull it now? Is this a part we could get off someone else? The replacement part? Still says recover Parsons' terminal part. Okay, well, actually, let's just make a beeline downstairs first and see what Parsons says. Maybe he'll trade us the part that we need to give it to them. I recovered the parts from your terminal. Ah, excellent, my sister. Let me see them, if you please. Parsons' smile disappears for a moment as he studies the parts. His brow furrows in concentration. As suddenly as it disappeared, the smile returns. Yes, these are the parts that I need. Thank you, friend. I trust there was no trouble, that you were able to detain them without bloodshed? Of course, we never spill blood when we don't have to. Parsons' face lights up. Oh, that is wonderful news. Truly, truly wonderful. Now, I have my end of the deal to uphold. If you're still hell-bent on meeting with Trithemius, take the stairs up to the 3rd floor. You'll find an abandoned apartment at the end of the hall. Look for the stylized M painted on the wall. It looks like 2 crude lightning bolts facing one another. That's Trithemius' personal sigil. There's an old bookcase in the very back of the apartment. On the 2nd shelf from the bottom, you'll find a button that opens the door to Trithemius' hideout. How do you know all this? Because that abandoned apartment was once mine. In the days before I discovered the piece of communion, I was a very different man. I had need of such contrivances. His smile widens. But not anymore. Finally, I am at peace. Alright, well, that is unfortunate. Do I actually get anything? All I got was the information. And I'm not able to go back and tell him about... Wait, is that... Huh. I'm not able to go back and tell... Blurry photo of Janet probably taken surreptitiously with a cheap PDA camera hangs in a gaudy faux bronze frame. Janet? Who is Janet? Why am I not remembering the name Janet? Carl, who is Janet? Oh, here we go. I'm looking for a data jack impulse transmitter. I've got what you need. He looks you up and down, his eyes lingering on the gear you're carrying. 1,000 Nuyen, no less. 1,000. Can't you cut me a deal? He looks baffled. Why would I do that? Oh, Janet's the woman upstairs. Because you like that hacker, Janet. The shopkeeper's neck flushes red. Huh? What are you talking about? Come on, man. Her photo is hanging right behind you. You know, it'd be a real shame if something happened to her. Happened to her? What could happen to her? What do you mean? His bloodshot eyes go wide. Are you threatening Janet? Think of it more like a friendly warning. A warning about what? This is a dangerous situation. She won't hand over the parts if it takes her terminal offline. That could get her hurt, or worse. All right, I get your point. He thrusts a small electronic device into your hands. Take the part and get out. Don't you hurt her. All right. Nothing for now. All right, so if we hadn't... that's a fascinating thing, that if we don't observe the world, we pay 1,000. If we don't observe the world but have charisma, we pay 500, and if we observe the world, we pay nothing. I don't really like the extortionate route that we took. That was kind of unnecessary, but... So the question is is it already too late? I think it's already too late. So I'm going to do another save, then reload the last save, and then try saying nothing to her first, then not negotiating, because clearly doing this out of order has broken it. So, uh-oh. Did the game crash? Shoot. The game crashed. Not responding. Dandy. Oh, come on. I can't even get a task manager. Alright, can I kill this without accidentally killing the recording? Hold on. My mouse is not working, but my keyboard is. Nope. Alright. Give me a moment. Okay, welcome back. This game is still a buggy mess. It crashed, of course, but I got the save done. So what we're going to do now... You reload from the beginning. We're going to bypass the door. We could knock on it, but I think they're going to be on edge no matter what. We're going to say, just looking around, we're going to inspect the terminal now instead of just yanking it, because I expect that will get us shot pretty quickly. Examine. See if the parts can be replaced. Step away. Then we're going to... Oh, an objective did show up for the thing we need. I don't think that showed up before. Oh, it's actually not showing up. Why is it not showing up? You said you added it, but you didn't. Why can I not? There we go. Was not registering the stairs. All right, back to the ground floor. We come back in here. Take a look at the framed picture of Janet, which is just weird. Especially because wouldn't Janet come down here once in a while and be like, why is my fucking picture on the wall, you weirdo? Looking for a data jack impulse transmitter. 1,000, can't you cut me a deal? You like the hacker. This is a dangerous situation. Nothing for now. All right. Now, let's go back upstairs and see if we can talk to Janet. We'll save again before we talk to her, but I think we should be able to just say to her, hey, we've got this data jack impulse transmitter. It'll replace the parts, and everything will be cool for everyone. Which might explain why there's a weird loop in her dialogue, is because it's resetting the values every time. But this definitely could be programmed more carefully. Alright. Parson sent me. He wants his hardware back. Don't have time for this. More at stake. Nope. Alright, well, that's not the answer. Load. Maybe I just need to do it without talking to her. Does seem like the kind of thing that might still take the terminal offline, at least briefly, so that's why I assumed I needed to talk to her first, but I guess we'll find out. Come on. I don't understand why this engine is such a technical mess. Alright. Let's just see if we can go do it without talking to her at all. Maybe they don't need to know. Modify the impulse transmitter and replace the signal converter with it. Transmitter is modified and installed. You have the converter and the terminal is still working. Cool. Good enough. Alright. So now, let's go back, have our conversation with Parsons. Well, actually, do we want to deal with Parsons just yet? I'm still very suspicious of this whole communion thing. Yeah. I don't know. It's not like we're in a specific rush to hear his information about the doors again, or about the secret room. We're not even done with the second floor. By the end of the second floor, we'll decide what we need to do. I think in the meantime, we'll take a quick break and then we'll go back to opening doors. See you guys then.